Hello and welcome to another free code session. My name is Jason Bach and this will be the last episode I do of this incremental changing to a model for the incremental generator for rocks. That was a mouthful, but I will do one more and then I'm going to do some work today after I get back from a bike ride. And the next video that I do will be where I finally got this to compile with just method support. So we didn't get into the properties or the indexers just yet, or the events. We're just going to do as far as I can to where I can finally feel like I can write a simple test. And as I mentioned in the previous video, then start comparing it to what I have, and hopefully it's doing what I expect it to do in any event. So let's see if we can get through the projected stuff. I kind of don't think so, but you never know. So Archetype Builder. So we're going to make this a V3. And I believe it's a V3 here. How much is there to this? Oh, nothing. So I actually think I don't need I realize this doesn't need the compilation anymore. So that can go. And so let's come here and make this V3 and go build. And let's just force this to be a type model type. And then we're going to say and get esoteric types. What is that? Well, if we look at back at what we have here, got esoteric types. Oh, we just hop down there because of course. So we go through information methods, and it's all about is the type esoteric, and we'll get to properties later. So we need to have something on a type model that tells us, is this an esoteric type? This dot is esoteric. Go to the type dot is esoteric, and you're gonna do the thing you don't understand. Because reasons. Internal bool is esoteric. Get. Why are you barking here? Creates a new constructor property model, which we need the compilation assembly. Oh, there. Now you can shut up. But why did we do that? Because we need the can be seen. What we could do is pass in here the compilation. Because again, the models, it's okay if we do this. So now we'll say compilation dot assembly, and that should take care of that. And then here we're passing in the compilation. There. And so now you're the compilation. Shut up. There, now that's good. Now that's good. We're good. Okay, so now we've got the is esoteric flag. Sure, save it. So now it's come into here. So let's get esoteric type. So this is now going to be a type model type. And we're going to say for each method, we don't need that. We can just say method.parameters, and we don't have a way to say get the return type for what do we need here? Is the return type esoteric? But for all these, we need to pass in a type. Well, we can do that. We have the ability. We have the power. How do we have the power? Because what we can say here, not on a type, on a method model. We don't have a return. We have returns void. Well, we would still need to know like the return stuff here. But what we could have here is a this dot return type is equal to method dot new type model of a Oh God. This is where I think, if I remember right, when I was looking at my models, I was wondering, do I want to have a type reference model? Because I'm just referencing a type. I don't need to be using this for a mock. So I could have here the concept of a type reference. Now that would also mean that this is coming as a type model. We're going to be looking at the methods, and then we need to pass in a type reference model. And yeah, the parameters would have a type, and that type would be the reference model. And right now, all we need to know is esoteric stuff. But if we're ever referencing type information from that could also be highly valuable. So because this is for the mocking, let's have a type reference, type reference model. Okay. And why you are, come on, I thought this is an internal record, okay? And so this is an internal, I type symbol type, okay? So we're gonna have some things on it. This dot is esoteric is equal to type is esoteric, which means we need an internal bool is esoteric. Yep. And then we're also going to want a this dot fully qualified name, because I am almost positive we're going to want internal, fully qualified name. Okay, so where did this trickle through? So we're on the parameters, return type, method needs a return type. So if we go to our method model, return type will be a type reference model of a method return type. And then this becomes a read-only property, return type, which of course, we don't know where that went. Return type. So that'll become internal. Now, of course, the parameters could also have types. I think that's where we're going to be going with this, but like right up here. Returns void, returns by ref, returns type, return type, fully qualified name. We no longer need that because that's on the return type. Attributes description could also be on the and then we could just say here, type attributes, because this is the return type that we're going to be passing in. And then fine, we'll need the compilation. And then this can become read-only property, internal string bool, but we get the attributes descriptions for a method itself, which is fine. But then this, we actually don't need anymore. And I hope I took off what I just put over here, which is the return type fully qualified name. We don't need that because we want that to trickle through to, nope. We want that to trickle through as errors to other places that we're looking for, because now it should be looking at the return type as a type reference model. Okay, so what did that get us here? So again, we're going through the method. We want to give a type reference model. And look at that, it just went away. Okay, and then these should be parameter model. And of course, now we don't have a type, but we can. And we will, because we're going to do the same thing here. We don't need that, we're going to say this dot type is equal, no, is equal to new type reference model, the parameter type with the compilation. Okay, so now the type fully qualified name we're going to pull away, and we're going to make a type. I'm kind of liking this. This is getting slowly but surely better. And then this now goes away. Okay, and we don't have anything else. Good. Okay, so what did I say here? Should I make my own rough kind? Not sure about. No, that's that. Okay, so now, boom. And what we want to return here are type reference models, method parameter type. Oh, that needs to be a type reference model as well. There we go. And now the return type is that esoteric. And boom, all that just went away. Nice. We'll come back to your properties, don't you worry. So to do come back for properties. Okay. That's how I say types. This now has to become a type. I think it was right, but that's okay. We're returning that. Methods return type. What is this? Really? This is on a method model. Possible null reference argument for primary return type. Oh, I think it's because, okay, sorry. There we go. I missed that. That was my fault. Okay, cool. So now we're up here and we say get for each type and get esoteric types, which are giving a type model. And now we could say, is it a pointer? Well, type model, I thought we had something before that had something like is pointer. But this is the whole type. So wait a minute. But, where is that? But okay, wait a minute. Hold the phone here. Where am I? So now what is this? Oh, this is just saying, but we're reassigning it. Okay, so for each, no, that's going to really confuse things. Esoteric type. And by the magic, nope, you don't. Where were we doing bool is pointer? Because I know we ran into this already. Yeah, it's on a parameter model. And it should technically be here. Okay, so that I knew I had it somewhere. So let's go to the type reference model. Let's grab it from here and say type is pointer. And then we'll say internal bool is pointer. Get. Cool. And then we don't need it on here anymore, so we don't need it here. We look at the types pointer. Okay, so I did all that to do that. Pointer Archetype Builder build. Rough like Archetype Builder build. So we're close. Would it make sense here to put on a type reference this? Yes, I think it does. So let's, because these are all type things. And I mean, arguably the namespace as well is from the type. So we could put that up here as well and group all that into type reference model. So what I'm saying is, let's do all this here. Okay. We already have the fully qualified name, and we already have, is it esoteric? Okay. But now what we want to do is say, namespace, flatten name. We're going to pull those into here. And so what we want here is an internal type reference model. The type model's type. I mean, sort of. And then we just say this dot type is equal to new type reference model of the type and the compilation. So we no longer need the namespace, the flat name fully qualified. That should all go away. Which means also the flat name fully qualified, that should all go away. That's cleaner. I mean, that's going to trickle through and make other errors. But this goes to a reference and says, what is all the information about a type? This is basically for the mock and saying, okay, this is actually the type for this type model. This is the constructors. These are the methods. These are properties. This is a little squirrely, but I think this is the right thing to do. So I'm all the way back up here. This now says, what is this saying? What did I just do? Mock projected shape. Hold on. I got a little lost here again. This is the archetype builder. Okay, so this is the esoteric type here. And then this is the actual type. That's what we want to pass in here, right? Because the way we did it before is this is the types to mock type. That's also what type. That gets a little confusing. But if we come back here, this is the type to mock, the mock type, its actual type. And so I'm wondering if we can just get away with that here. But that's for the next episode when I get to it. So still kind of in a little bit of a nebulous space with all this projected stuff, but we will eventually get there. I kind of like what I just did with all the cleanup of making a type reference model. This type model is arguably should be called mock model. To do, maybe this should be called mock model, as it's essentially a holder of all the root things, right? Because this is the reference which tells us, are you a pointer? What's your fully qualifying? Yeah. So I think that would get rid of some confusion here to say this is the actual mock model. I might do that as well. And I'm going to leave the screen up here because when I get back to this is the first thing I might just rename and change. So in any event, I will be back with the next episode with starting to write a test. That's the next episode I'm going to do. Is I've gotten this all cleaned up to the point where I think I could give a simple interface with a method and just see what happens when all the incremental compilation generation stuff is going on. Thank you all for watching. Leave comments and questions below. See you in the next episode.